Hello YouTube. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to install and utilize Active Directory domain services on a machine that you own and operate. So we're going to be using Windows Server 2008 Standard on a virtual machine. However, this will work just fine on a regular machine. So let's get started. We're going to insert Control-Alt-Delete, or if you're on a regular machine, just press Control-Alt-Delete as it prompts you on the screen. Now you will be prompted to enter in a password. So let's enter in our password and it will sign us in. We are inside our server now. Okay. Now we'll be shown our initial configuration tasks window where we can add roles and whatnot. But how we're going to add our role is going to be through Server Manager. So let's open up Service Manager and we'll navigate over to Roles, extend the roles, and you will see there are no roles currently. So we'll go to that tab, we'll hit Add Roles, and now we want to read this page just to get a good idea. Very self-explanatory and tells you directions. So let's hit Next. We are going to select Active Directory Domain Services and put a check on the box right next to it. Hit Next again. You may want to read this page depending on what kind of user you are. Hit Next again. Now you'll want to hit Install. It will now initialize the installation and begin installing. So now it's about 3/4 of the way done with the install. Once it's finished, we will hit close. However, you can just hit close this wizard and launch the Active Directory Domain Services installation wizard. That will bring you right to this section that we'll click that's underneath Summary, also called dcpromo.exe. So we can read this page right here and it will tell us some information. We're going to proceed, create a new domain in a new forest. We're going to use server, well, at least we'll attempt to. Now it gives us a warning. It's prompting us for a fully qualified domain, or a DNS rather. We're going to use server.com instead. You can use server if you want. It will check to see if server.com is already in use, and it is not, so it'll verify NetBIOS name. Now select your functioning level. You can use Windows Server 2008, 2000, or 2003. We're, however, going to use 2008. Therefore, all of our machines are running Windows 7, so they will be compatible 100%. However, if you do have some older machines, you can go ahead and use some other functions. But bear in mind 2008 setbacks. So we will hit Next. It will examine the DNS configuration. and we will check DNS server as it's already checked. However, if you have your own DNS server, you do not need the DNS to be installed. Click Next, and you probably want to assign a static IP, but for now we will use a dynamic assigned IP address. However, you will need your IP address to stay constant so that your workstations do not have to be constantly updated with the new domain if it changes. We will hit Yes. We will leave all the default paths the same. So hit Next. Now type in your password. We will just use you probably want a complex password here. Hit Next, and it will install. So this can take a bit of time. Just be patient, and it should finish relatively soon. As you can see, there are 748 objects remaining. Now there are 0. Now it is securing. Now it's just configuring the DNS server. And we are finished. So hit Finish and restart now. Now insert Control-Alt-Delete again and sign in. Now it will proceed to log you in. Now you are at your desktop yet again. Keep in mind, when we do use Server 2008 on a virtual box, we will be using a bridged adapter for compatibility. So now we will see the roles of Active Directory and DNS have been added under the Roles tab, or Customize a Server. Hit Close. Our server manager will pop up. There's our domain, server.com, and our IP address assigned by DHCP. Now we will start a new Notepad document that will act as a script so that when our users sign on, the script will run as a batch file and automatically map the drives that contain shared documents or their home drive or any other drive you can think of, and setting permissions accordingly. So let's start with the @ and then echo off. Then on the next line, net space use space x : backslash backslash, space in between the backslash and the colon. And then this will be our FreeNAS server, which houses our information, and we will save this file as a BAT file. So we are going to title it logon .bat, and then we will change the save as type to all files. We'll browse for our files, or our folder, and it's under C, Windows, sysvol, or system volume, domain, scripts. And this is the full directory that our scripts will be housed. You can place it anywhere you want, as long as you call upon the right directory when you are configuring new users. So we will again call it logon.bat and hit save. Now if you go to that folder, you can see our logon batch file will be inside. So we're going to pop open our server manager, and as you can see, we have gone to our current servers, our Active Directory Domain Service tab under Roles, then Users and Computers, then go under the Server.com tab and hit New, and then User if we want a user. You can also add computers and so forth. So my first name is John, and then my full initials, then my last name, and my logon name. So it can be John, or my first initial and my full last name. And then we will hit next, and we want a complex password, so we're going to use capital P A $$ W0RD, and this will meet the complexity requirements. And we can set different credentials. We're going to have the password never expire, and hit finish. So opening up our users tab, you can see all these different users, and you will see my user that we just added. So we'll go to properties, then you see all these tabs above. Today we're going to be working under the profile tab, and we can have our profile be set in another path. So we're going to have it connect to H, then //freenas /share, but you could have this like /users, and then your user, and then it's share or home drive. Hit OK. Now we're going to set our logon script, and that will be just logon.bat. Hit apply, and everything will be set accordingly. We'll hit OK. Then we will close our server manager. We can close our notepad file. Now let's run an ipconfig in command prompt so that we can see our IPv4 address. This will be crucial for if we're using our DNS server on our workstation. They all need to be configured with the DNS of 192.168.1.133 in this case. So this is our Windows 7 computer. We will be adding the DNS under Control Panel, Network and Internet. Then Network and Internet, Network and Sharing Center, Change Adapter Settings on the left tab. Right click, go to Properties, go to IPv4, hit Properties yet again, use the following DNS, and type in that IP address that you just used. And 133. You can then hit OK. Hit Close. You can then close this window. Now you will go to Start, right-click Computer if you're on Windows 7, hit Properties, scroll down, choose Change Settings, hit Change, and then select the domain of your domain name. So we did server.com. Just go ahead and type in server.com, hit OK, type in your username and password that you configured. We're just going to use Jada Vries and our password. It will now begin to log you on to the domain, and it will give you confirmation saying welcome to the, and then your server's domain, and then domain. So congratulations, you have connected. You can hit OK, then close, and restart now. Alright, so we're going to press Ctrl-Alt-Delete on our workstation. We'll go to Switch User to log on to the server. Choose Other User. Type in our username and password. And the next time you start up your computer, this will be remembered, so you do not have to choose Other User every time. It will remember the last instance of using. It will now say welcome and prepare your desktop. It will also configure a bunch of other settings, such as your background, which will carry from workstation to workstation. There we go. Now it's personalizing. And we will just forward through. Now we can go to Computer, and as you can see, our name is set up right there. And there are our shares. We can set our home drive and our shared drive just as easily as we did previous by editing that script and the profile. So now back in our server manager, we can see that under Computers we have our creative name for our computer entered in, and our user under the Users tab. Thank you for watching. This has been the Tech Tutors. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.